We still continue with economics, oligopoly. So today we want to talk about collusion. We're talking about collusion. Collusion is different from cartel. For collusion, it simply means we are trying to restrict, we're trying to restrict what we call we're trying to restrict competition. And because of restricting competition, we are doing it for the benefit to maximize our own benefit. That is what collusion is about. Do you get what collusion is here?
Yeah.
So here I wrote in an oligopolistic market, firms have a strong incentive to collude. They agree to restrict competition and maximize their own benefits. So collusive oligopoly exists when oligopolistic firms collude. Collusion allows firms to maximize profit, as this can be achieved through fixing the output level. So there's collusion, which will allow them to make more profit. And to make profit, they have to reduce competition. Reducing competition simply means they are restricting. Reducing output means they have to restrict competition. And that is the only way collusion would have. That is the only way collusion would come into place. Do you get the point I'm making here? There's collusion. Collusion is to restrict competition. And if we are able to restrict competition, we'll be able to reduce our output to increase our price. I think the point is clear.
Yeah.
So with collusion, the uncertainty of the behavior of other firms can be eradicated. Sorry, please. So with collusion, it allows firms to maximize profits, as this can be achieved through fixing the output level. So we need to restrict competition. Restricting competition reduces the number of goods outside in the market, yes or no? At that point in time, firms will be able to make supernormal profit. So with collusion, the uncertainty of behaviors of other firms can also be what? Eradicated. Now that we've collided, it simply means whatever, we agree to do the same thing. So in the course of doing the same thing, based on the fact that in an oligopolistic competition, each action is interdependent. So whatever you do might affect me. So instead of continuously thinking about what you will do or what you can do or what you might do, we have already come together to think about what we should do. And that would allow us to make supernormal profits. And that is why your behavior will not affect my behavior anymore, because we have already colluded. So with collusion, the behaviors becomes the same. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Good. So what is supernormal profit? To make supernormal profit, the formula for supernormal profit is average revenue minus average cost multiplied by the output. Do you get that?
Yeah.
Supernormal profit, put that in mind, please. Average revenue minus average cost multiplied by the output. Any question about that?
Well,
so we'll go to the types of collusion we have. We have formal collusion. For formal collusion, simply this exists when firms make overt or covert. When we talk about overt, and an open one, and for covert, a hidden agreement between them among themselves to limit competition. So formal collusion may occur through agreements on geographical location or price agreement, which is price fixing. When we talk about formal collusion, it could be hidden and it could be opened. But the point is, we might agree based on geographical location. So you produce, or you said you supply your output in Misrata, I will continue to supply my output in Benghazi. So that is collusion on geographical location. We might also agree to fix price. So for price agreement, simply means it occurs where firms which collide fix prices for their products. So here, there's price fixing. So we're not talking about the location anymore. We're talking about the price we want to sell. So you're selling at the same price as mine, or we already agreed to sell at this price. So going to firm A, firm B, firm C, you're still going to buy at the same price. It could be collusion. Is it clear?
Yeah.
However, collusion is illegal in many countries, which means actions will be taken against firms which collude. So most of the countries, collusion is illegal. Why is it illegal? It is illegal because it is at the detriment of consumers. It puts consumers into vulnerability. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Then we have the tacit collusion. For tacit collusion, it occurs when firms monitor each other's behavior closely without any formal agreement about cooperating together. Here, they do not cooperate. It's not formal, but we monitor what you do. We monitor each affairs. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So what are the forms of tacit collusion we have? We have the price leadership. For price leadership, it simply means the largest firm, the most dominant firm in that industry, sets the price and others will follow. So the smaller firms in that industry becomes the price followers. That's a way of tacit collusion. The second one is price. Okay, the second one is okay. Yeah, I said okay. The price leader sets the price, and that allows, okay. So for the price leader, what they do is they set the price, and as soon as they set the price leader will make supernormal profit. But as soon as it sets the price, the followers will set their price too, but they might not make supernormal profit, but they will make a higher profit than what they would have made if there's competition in that market.
Okay.
Do you get the point here?
Yeah.
So it is a win-win situation here. The price leader sets the price, it makes supernormal profit. Others will raise their price, they will follow suit, but they might not make supernormal profit, but they will make higher profit than what they would have made if competition breaks out of in the market. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And second, the other way to which we can talk about tacit collusion is through agreement to stay away from existing customers. So there's a tacit collusion here. If firms in that market agrees that they would not steal other customers from any other or existing customers from each firm. So you keep your customers, I keep hold of my customers. We only fight for new customers. So existing customers are out of our reach. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that takes us to game theory. For game theory, I wrote, it is a crucial tool for analyzing oligopoly market structures, where a few firms dominate the market and their decisions are interdependent. And this leads us to what we call the prisoner's dilemma. So the point is this: with collusion, we have to understand the outcome of this decision we want to make. It's a decision. When we collide, it means we agreed, right? So that is a decision. We need to understand the consequence, the outcome of that decision. And to understand that the outcome of that decision, we have a game theory, which will lead us to prisoner's dilemma. Are you with me?
Yeah.
So for prisoner's dilemma, I wrote, it demonstrates how even when cooperating, setting the higher price will lead to the best outcome for all firms. But individuals' incentives to cheat, for example, lower prices to gain market share, can lead to price war. So for prisoner dilemma, it simply means you have to think the same way. You have to agree on the same thing. If you try to cheat, it will bring about retaliation or price war.
What do you mean by retaliation?
Retaliation simply means we agree to set a price. Now you at the back, you cheated by reducing the price to gain more customers, to gain more market share. If it's likely I get to know about it. So if I know about it, I do the same. Then there's price war. Okay, hold on. Sorry, hold on, please. With the game theory, we have the game theory because we need to analyze that oligopolistic market structure, the outcome of whatever decisions we make, because whatever decisions that are made in an oligopolistic competition, they are interdependent. So whatever decision you make, you have to put into consideration my reaction towards your decision. So that takes us to what we call the prisoner's dilemma. So for the prisoner's dilemma, it's simply talking about we coming together to agree on things for the best outcome than we not trusting each other and making, cheating on each other. Cheating on each other would not benefit any of us. That's the point about prisoner's dilemma. Does it really make sense here? So it's just about, because with collusion, we have to trust ourselves. And when we trust ourselves, it simply means that whatever we do, we are on the same page. But you colliding allows you to agree on certain things. But anyone that deviates from it will be better off. So with prisoner's dilemma, if there's no cooperation or someone or an individual firm try to deviate from the agreement, because there's always going to be an incentive for you to cheat based on the fact that it is a collusion, which is already illegal. So if we are doing illegal thing, to deviate from it, to do better, to do more of it, might be more profitable. So the point is that if a firm that has collided with others try to cheat on the agreement, it might bring about retaliation. Now, retaliation is a price war. Do you get the point now, please? Okay.
Yeah.
So that takes us to table
2A.
Table 2A. Yeah, the analysis here. So look at the analysis in table 2. We call it our payoff matrix. For the first one, firm A, we have firm A and firm B. So what they are trying to tell us here is that what will be the outcome of firm A if it raises its price? What will be the outcome of firm A if it leaves the price unchanged? And what is the outcome of firm B? Because firm A and firm B, their actions are interdependent. So whatever happens to firm A, the inaction of firm B might be detrimental to the outcome of firm B. So look at it now. For firm A, if firm A raises its price here, if firm A raises its price and at the same time firm B raises its price, firm A will be better off and firm B will be better off. That is what we're seeing here. But if firm A raises its price and firm B does not raise its price, firm A will be worse off. Do you get it?
Yeah.
On the other hand, if firm B will also be better off if it raises its price at the same time as firm A. So both of them will be better off if they both raise the price. Firm B will be worse off if it raises its price without firm A raising its price. Do you see the consequence of trade-off here? Or the consequence of collusion here?
Yeah.
Great. So it might be safe for firm A and firm B to leave the price the same way. But if they're leaving the price the same way, they will not make huge profit, but they will be okay. They won't be making more profit than each other.
Yeah.
But to make the highest profit here, firm A and firm B have to, they have to increase the price.
Both at the same time.
At the same time. And that is the incentive for collusion.
Yeah.
Do you get the point here?
Yeah.
So there's always incentive to collude because charging a higher price will make both of them to be better off. That is what collusion is all about.
Yeah.
Leaving the price the way it is, you won't be worse off, you won't be better off, you will be in the middle. But for the fact that when you come together, that is why there's collusion. For the fact that when you come together, it gives you the incentive to make supernormal profit, then you want to collude. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you have to put in mind that collusion only occurs if we are talking about a market that is stable. In a market that is not stable, collusion is difficult. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that takes us to cartel. Are you there?
Yeah.
So also in an oligopolistic competition, there's possibility to have a cartel. I want to talk about a cartel. A cartel in an oligopolistic market is a group of firms that they formally agree to coordinate their production and pricing decisions to act as a single entity and maximize joint profit. So there's a cartel because we have agreed on how to produce what we want to produce, and because of producing it, we're going to make a joint profit. That is what a cartel is. So, however, cartels are unstable due to the incentive for individual firms to cheat on the agreement and increase their own profit, even at the detriment of collective. So, for cartel, because we have agreed on the price that we want to sell, so that we can make a joint profit. But as soon as we agree on this price, there's an incentive for an individual firm to deviate from it. Why? Because when you deviate and others are not doing the same as you do, you will make more than them. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that means cartel needs certain conditions to be effective. So what are those conditions that has to be met for a cartel to be effective? Number one, there needs to be agreements. We call it agreements. There needs to be what? An agreement. And when we talk about an agreement, it simply means that all parties involved, all the firms in that industry agreed to go on the same line of action. 2, they have to prevent cheating. Cheating has to be prevented. There's an incentive to cheat on others because once an agreement is made and the profitability is raised in the industry, a cheating firm will be better off so long as no other firms do the same. So in a cartel, if a cartel is formed, you have a reason to want to cheat. So because you have that reason, that industry must prevent you from cheating. If they can prevent you, then the cartel will be effective. Do you get that point there? Do you get it or not?
Yeah.
And the last one is preventing potential competition. They have to restrict competition. in that market. Listen, if cartel is formed, there's collusion, there's cartel, and the rest. Supernormal profit is expected, right? Okay. If supernormal profit is made, it becomes an incentive for new firms to come into the market. Oh, this market, this industry is making supernormal profit. So we'll be encouraged to come into the market, yes or no?
Yeah.
Not only them, existing firms would want to expand their operations, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. So if as soon as new firms set up in that industry, supernormal profit becomes a normal profit. So it is ideal for the cartel that is formed to find a way to increase the barriers to entry. So existing firms in that industry will ensure that no new firms come into that industry. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So that's about collusion and cartel.
Cartel.
In the next class, we're going to talk about the benefits, the cost of collusion to individuals, governments, and the firms.
OPEC is a cartel, right?
Well, OPEC, yeah, they form a sort of cartel then, based on the fact that they sell that the bread price is decided by OPEC. So it's a cartel. Is it clear?
Yeah.